Drop it.
And what's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing? We're all good. We're all good. Good morning. The usual suspects are here. We got the David O's. Let's do a roll call. We got Playboy and Emma Roslow, Caleb, Navin, DC Fan, James, Joey. That's a new name there. Aaron, Frank. What's up? Dynamite, D Young, Terrence, Fitztrader, Stilling Thunder, Warren C, Angel Spooky, Chris, some dude, I like that name, Eric Carmack, Joseph E.H. Doug, Eugenio Stepani, what's up, Meowsers, Ryan Marshall, Big Joe, etc., 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 Sashin, 8 Mile Style, howdy, let's see, Holly Walker, how you doing, Holly? Okay, so let's get right into it. We're going into market open, it's 9:24. Looks like the obvious move here, right? We go ahead and we see everything is bullish. Our trend here looks gray. Let's go on over to the 4-hour and really understand what's happening here. Before we go green, we got to go gray. This is usually an indication that we're shifting or we're pivoting, right? So on the 4-hour, we see we're red, gray, gray. And once again, before we go green, we have to go gray. You can see we've been chopping over the past couple of periods, 4-hour periods, right? Really got disgusting. I mean, we saw the drop at after hours. A lot of the moves were happening after hours, right? Drop, but then we got market move here, pop right back up after hours. Those were the major moves. Market obviously hasn't decided. We've been bouncing off the 200, by the way. This is NQ. Richard, good morning. And we're sitting on the top of the super trend here, which could be established as support. There'll be some time before this 4-hour candle closes at about 30 minutes. And so, all right, let's get to the 5-minute. Let's see what's happening here. We could see right there, the candle slowly forming. Do we jump in this trade? Well, if you were already in this trade here, congratulations. We gave you a nice nearly 2-to-1 here. No one's chasing now. Everyone asks, hey Gabe, when's too late? Well, you know, when the train leaves, do you chase after it? Like, the train's gone, it's moving. Do you chase after it? Probably not, right? You end up getting hurt. I think there needs to be some user discretion. There isn't a hard rule on what chasing is. Maybe up to 0.3, you can jump on the train up to 0.3, maybe 0.5. For me right now, all I'm thinking about is this. Where price is at, if we were to jump in, we're looking at, and let's measure this, we're looking at 60 points, 50 points to the downside. All right, this is $1,000 with one NQ contract, or $100 with one MNQ contract, okay? Austin Wood, good morning. Millie, good morning. Richard, all you guys, good morning, good morning. So every single time I enter a trade, I look at where it's been, where it's going, and how much is that going to cost me if I was wrong. This also keeps me from oversizing. Now, some will go ahead, and this is really funny, but I've seen people do it. They enter the trade late, so in order to compensate for what they missed out on, they double up later in the trade, and then they have a double size allocation working against them, and then down we go, $2,000, okay? Now, I want to talk about Topstep really quick. Guys in the community, we have a lot of community members in Topstep taking payouts, making money, doing their thing. I love to see it. But then we see the dark side of it. Topstep ex-traders just losing their ass. Traders taking 600 trades overnight to lose $500. Highly inefficient, if you ask me. Now, you know, Topstep, according to AI, Topstep exists to help traders, with undercapitalized traders. They're also in the business of losing. I don't want to put too much on Topstep just yet, but I really feel like if someone was going to go ahead and teach my strategy, 1348 strategy, that they would have to be highly accredited. They would have to go through hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of training with me just so I could feel comfortable with them sharing with you the knowledge. I'm really, really blown away as to how these individuals get on the TV and they're losing their ass, and that's A-okay. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think it's sus as fuck, to be honest with you. Right? But, hey, you're in a game of, you're in a business of people losing, so I guess that's okay. Yeah, Japan, how you doing? Good morning, sweetheart. Elevate, what's up? Everybody just joining up right now? It is Saf. It really is. So, right now it looks like we're getting ready for that market open, right? You got rejection, right? You see the wick here, nearly rejecting in the same place, being supported by the band here. Philip, good morning. And what I'm looking at is you see how it's coming on down to band. We're going to pay attention to the 1348 ETC, which is a modified STC or a shaft trend cycle. And it's modified to fit the schematics of what we do here at Trade 1348, okay? So let's just go ahead and wait and see what it does. We got 30 seconds into market open. Guys, if you're going to be playing market open, play into the trend. Do not try to fade it. As it stands right now, this is the trend. The trend is to the upside. Don't try to fade the trend to the downside. And if you are like, no, I'm going to fade it to the downside, well, then you're going against the obvious information. But if you're going to say, but wait, if the market opens and it's going to knife anyways, then you are also speculating. And so what does that suggest? It suggests that as a trader, you don't have enough information to play market open in 7 seconds, right? So you sit on your hands. You are either in at 820 or you're waiting for the next trade setup. And here we go. We break the band. We got a gray candle. It's coming on down, right? So if you maintain bullishness, that wasn't so right. If you went bear, you speculated, might be right, but how many times does that work, right? I need to ask you guys, how many times does that work? That's a coin flip. So what we're doing is we're waiting for the next trade design, the next setup where it's going to give us our entry, and we're going to see confluences between our thesis, our band, Excel, RSI, trend thrust, and super trend here, okay? Also, I am paying attention to our super chart here, and bearish would be below 281325. That's 281325. So let's go ahead and mark that, 281325. That's going to be at about right there. I'm looking for that break. But we did get support at 2854. We got that wick there. Let's see if we're going to bounce off of that. There's also another level at 2834. So let's go ahead and mark that level at 2834. And yeah, we're probably, there you go. Now it's bouncing off of there. So we have confluences and we do have some space here. So what we're going to do here is, I'm not going to chase that candle. I wish, okay, there you go. There you go. So we're going to go ahead and enter here 2 contracts. I'm going to set my stop right where DSR is. Okay. Again, we're trading small. This is my stop. DSR right here. Now, I'm not going to move it back. Now, what I'm looking at is, okay, if I'm in Topstep and I have a $4,000 account, I am looking for a 1% return on a day. As it stands, this is already 10%, 420. We're done. End of trade. Done. If you have a $4,000 account, or excuse me, $4,500 drawdown, your $400 is 10%. Now, we have to take a step back into reality a little bit. Take a step back into reality a little bit, guys, right? Performing at a clip of 10% per day, that's insane. Just insane. And then, of course, now we got the gray candle. Nice big wick there. It got out of that trade, right? So you have to be mindful of what your targets are. Everyone's shooting for the stars. Everyone wants to make $2,000 or $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a day. You know what? You and your local entrepreneur, the guy who cuts your hair at the local barber, your State Farm agent, right? Everybody wants to make more money. The difference here, right, is that with those guys, their money is based on their input. Here, it's not necessarily that, right? When you're trading, your money isn't necessarily based on your input. Your money is based on market awareness, having a system, discipline, and efficiency. Very, very, very different. So you could go ahead as an insurance agent, cold call all day. Eventually, you're going to hit your numbers, right? Million phone calls, you're going to hit your numbers. But as a trader, you cannot make a million trades in a day. Highly inefficient, and you're eventually just going to lose. Okay, so am I making sense with this, guys? I hope I'm making sense with this. Now, we got the death candle there. Whew. Now, where did that come? Where did that death come? We had the bounce. We had the break of this nipple. Again, ETC signals red. This is really non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. What are we coming down? We're coming down to this level down here that we have marked. Are we going to bounce off of it? That is a very aggressive candle. A very aggressive candle. Ah, the pain there. The pain. The pain. Our LED strip also right here. Triggered red. Said, hey, we're getting out of here. So it looks clear as day that we're heading towards the 200 and or this level here. If we break 2780, we break 2780, we're heading for the 200. Maybe looking for a bounce off the 200, okay? That is wild here. Absolutely wild here. What's going on? Very, very aggressive candle. The market's been extremely volatile these past couple of days. Who would agree? Let me get some hands in the chat. But also, let's look at this. We don't have a trade design down, so we don't take the trade down. Okay, it's a gray candle. As much as it's tempting to jump in on this candle, right? We as traders are well aware of the possibility of a nice bounce, right? To fill half of that candle, okay? So, okay, now we got a trade design down. We have a trade design down. There you go. Now we have a level to contend with. We're going to go ahead and sell, and I'm just going to go ahead and set my stop with my DSR right there. Okay, now this is going to be a lesson on frequency of the trade, right? Now we're profitable. Again, another 430. I'm done. That's 520. Okay, so what I have done is I've made 20% on a $4,500 drawdown simply based on this. Now, this is where traders get wrecked. It's holding, okay? When you're in this game, because that's what Topstep is, when you're in this game, it's gonna be quick. If you're smashing 3-4% on your risk, or relative to your port size, your drawdown, you're getting out. You do not have the privilege to sit there and let things pan out. That's what real portfolios are for. That's what long hold is for. That's why you need to meet margin requirements. That's what all that's for. As a trader, you have to go ahead and look at the trade. I'm up 1%, I'm up 2%, 3%, 4%, done. Especially if you're playing the prop firm game. Now, sure, if this was my own account, if you will. Well, technically it is, but I'm simulating how you would play a prop firm. If this was my own account, you think I'd be holding? Hell yeah. There's another thing about this. Prop firms are discouraging the idea of holding because there is an upper limit to how much you can make. That doesn't sound like trading to me. So, you're forced to be a scalper, and you know the difference. And now I wonder if those limits apply when you have an XFA account, right? Or you have a real account. Because if you're still bound by limits, then you're better off having your own money in your own account. If you could scrap $5,000 together, you're better having your own money in your own account. Okay? But you have to follow the system. Okay, another win to the 200 EMA, easy money with 1348. Absolutely. Yeah, you could only make 3,000. That sucks, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to penalize you for being a patient trader. That doesn't really make much sense, right? So let's see. Good morning, Gabe. Good morning. Oh, happy Thursday. How's everyone doing? You're a little late to the party, sweetheart. The first prop firm that lets us traders have no limit will be the best. That's 100%. Saif Hussein, money made. That's right. Money Miggy, LOL, just did the same thing you did with Tesla, in and out. Now is bleeding. There you go. It's bleeding. Ha, hemorrhaging. That is a trip to the grocery store for your wife. I'm telling you. She wants the snack, she wants the cotton, she wants it all. That's bad. And all you want to do is play Call of Duty with your bullies. Right? This is stressful. 100% stressful. Who wants this? Right, Louis A., good morning, new to the program. Take your time, don't rush, follow the rules. This is guided trading unlike anything you've ever experienced, ever. It's guided. The math is done. I just followed the math and I made money without hesitation, right? And we didn't have to trade big. Guys, 2 trades, 2 NQ contracts, $1,000. That is it. That is all we needed. Now, we have a level here at 2648. Surely we can play a bounce, right? Really big candle. We're looking for a 50% retracement somewhere here. But guess what? It's still coming on down. We do not want to fade this trend. And we don't want to play in and out. So, this is the problem with playing in and out on a trade. If I enter a trade and I make money, I close my position. I wait for a pivot, a trade design the other way, a trade design the other way. Why? Because the trade design gives us enough confidence that it is a true pivot, right? So now we take the trade design down. I take that trade, I go down, I get out, I'm done. Why? Because even if the trade keeps going, if you go down 10 points, close position, and there isn't a level, there's not a level, then you sort of kind of reset your entry and exposed yourself to additional risk. And where is that risk? It's everything above you that you just made. And this is why a lot of traders simply just give it back, because they take the entry, they take it down, there's an arbitrary exit, no level to play defense with, and then they jump back in, candle bounces right back up, you give it all right back. I want to see some hands if that has been you. Maro, because we're not trading for the most money. Right? You hear me say that, right? It's good to, everyone talks about it, right? I could have rode the day, I could have done this, I could have done that. You know, why not, or why didn't you? And at the end of the day, it's what I know to be true. Did I make money? Yes. There you go, Fat Mac just did it. He just did it to himself. He just did it to himself. Right there. Exactly what we're talking about. Okay? Just caught that drop by using DSR. Down for the year. Jeez. You said down for the year? What the fuck? Looks like Master is going for the gap. Okay. So. All right, Daniel Mitch, the problem is you're getting out on an arbitrary exit and then you're trying to re-enter. So let me show you what that looks like, okay? What that looks like. We have an entry here. Let me go ahead and delete this line. Let's create a line here, right? All right, so let's change this color. Let's change this color to green. Okay, so you got an entry here. Cool, cool. Now, the trade comes down all the way down to, like, let's say right here. Cool. You exit. But unlike this candle, you exit here, and then you're just like, oh, let me get back in. It's going to keep going. You do, but then you have the 200 here. So with this 200 here, potentially, what you've subjected yourself to is the bounce off the 200 and then getting wrecked. So everything that you made here, you simply give right back. So it has a lot to do with being aware of your levels and, more importantly, accepting this one thing. And this is very human-like, okay? Accepting this one thing, and it's called accountability. Now, that one thing is, like I said, accountability. If you got out of the trade, is the question is, before you jump in the trade, you have to ask yourself, why did I get out? Was it the candle? Okay, then you're trading candles. That's an issue. That's when you need to call me, and we need to work together on Longevity Club, okay? Because if the candle is what caused you to get out, but then the candle also seduces you to get back in, you're doing it wrong, bro. You're not thinking about the trend in mind. You're not thinking about your system. You're FOMOing into a candle, FOMOing into a 5-minute timestamp, which is really, really wild. And this is why we're giving you the 4-hour trend here, okay? Because when we go to the 4-hour trend, we could see this here is just consolidating in a range right now. That's it. Gotta love it, man. It's a massive wick, right? Ugh, that's gross. But I'm not trying to live on a 5-minute timestamp. I want to trade my trend. But I also want to secure profits. And also, you can't be greedy until you're rich. And that is just the fact, guys. Unfortunately, with a lot of traders that come into this game, they're thinking, okay, I could turn 5,000 into $1 million. You know what the guy with $1 million is thinking? I want to take $1 million and make $5,000 a day. Now, what is that? That's over $110,000 a month. That's principal of $1 million and making an extra $1 million a year, 1.2. You see the difference in mindset? There's truly a difference in mindset. The guy with the 5,000 wants to make the million. The guy with the million wants to make the 5. It's wild. It is so wild. Me and myself, I want to make my 5s. That's how I became a millionaire. Well, I stayed humble for the most part with the goal of wanting to be a millionaire. But then once I got there, everything is small relatively. Everything is small for me. That's why you guys see me make obscene gains, because everything is small for me. Does that make sense? Right? But it's just facts here. So we have the 200 at very, very serious level here, as Van Cool is stating. Now, for me, in order to believe that that's true and breaking the 200, I would have to see this band also shift, right? We're giving it all to you here, right? It's color-coded. For now, everything's still red. Red, 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 everything red, right? We go to the secret charts. Secret charts, red as fuck. There you go. Everything red and red. So, man, let's see. Yeah, Ryan Marshall, you have an issue. So, Ryan Marshall, you guys know him as RD in the Discord. We had our first one-on-one in longevity just 2 days ago. And wait a second, RD. Was that you in Topstep who took the 600 trades? Hey, look it. I gotta ask the question, because I've seen you take 250 trades in a day. Was that you? I mean, doesn't require much more effort, right? Once you beat the shit out of your like keyboard button to buy and sell, it's like that's what you're doing. That's what you're doing the whole time. Jeez. Yes. Yeah, I'm calling him out with love. With love. I love every single one of you. You know what? A lot of people just don't like me, and that's fine. Because I'm not here to cuddle with you. I want you to make money. There's nothing kind about making money. Nothing. There's nothing kind about making money. I want you guys to think about that. Absolutely not, right? There's something kind of being a philanthropist. But let's think about how sinister making money is. If I'm Apple and I create an iPhone and it costs me $300 to develop, I'm gonna sell it to you as the most powerful iPhone ever and charge you $1,400. You just got price gouged. You think Apple gives a flying fuck that you spent $1,400? That they made a 500% ROI? No, making money is sinister. It is evil. Period. No matter what. Your barber cutting your hair. Mine charges me $150 a cut. That is a price that I established for him because he comes to my home and cuts my hair. However, you see barbers raising their prices $50. Why? Why am I paying $50 for a haircut if I'm coming into the shop? Right? Oh, well, the economy ain't what it is. Oh, you're saying you don't have enough customers. That's what you're saying. Again, it's sinister, right? Money is for oneself. That we're going to do what we need to do for it, okay? We're going to do what we need to do to make our monies. Ain't nothing nice about making it. Nothing nice about making it, right? The chick on the pole ain't not nice about what she's doing. The kid on the corner ain't not nice about what he's doing, right? You grinding a 9 to 5 with a boss who's out there playing golf. Ain't not nice about that, right? And you busting your ass. He gets the award, gets the newsprint, gets all that shit, stocking options, and they're sitting there like, bro, I hate my fucking job. There's nothing nice about making money, okay? So stop acting like I need to be nice with you. I'm being brutal, I'm being honest, and you know what, at the end of the day, I'm just speaking what you won't say to yourself because you saying it to yourself forces you to believe a very, very, very simple truth. That you are not where you want to be in life. And that fucking sucks. Whether you're 30, 40, 50 years old, you gotta face that goddamn truth. Huh? No. You're not where you want to be in life, so this is what you do. You get serious about it. You get serious about it. I take my trading very seriously. Right? So what happened to the guys you actually liked? They left you holding the bag? Well, the guys that I actually liked, and so that's, again, there's nothing nice about making money. I made a shit ton of money for everyone else around me. That shit didn't even breed loyalty. What it breeded was arrogance and cockiness. And somehow, right, just an entitlement. No, go fuck yourself. I'll remind you where you're from because you weren't shit without me. Just remember that. That is a proud message. Wait, what was? I sponsored that message. I sponsor for anybody who's listening. You know what I'm saying. I sponsored that message. Right? Street Bachelor, you bankrupt right now? That's what happens when you eat too much pussy. Sorry. Let's see. Hey, rich man, help me. No, I don't help beggars. Just don't do that. So, I mean, fellas, you can't win. Marriage? I swear to God. The minute you get a wife, you two-factor authenticate your life. It's just true. It's just true. All right, so the band, what do we have here? So we have a critical moment. We have a critical moment here where the band is closing. It's creating a nipple. Let's go ahead and hide price action really quick. We have the nipple here forming. Now, we're not bullish until this band goes bullish, but more importantly, until we actually see a trade design up. That is the safest trade to take. I don't understand why people feel the need to go ahead and create trades for themselves when all you have to do is just wait for the next trade design up and then manage your risk accordingly. I don't understand it. There's a reason why we design trade designs for you. And it wasn't for you to just be like, oh, that's whatever. No, that's not what that's for. Oh, man. Let's say the nipple closes. Do we get in and plan for an exit on the next level? Okay, this here. I need everybody to understand this. This is your entry. Let me see here if I could. Hold on. Can we change these colors? Let's see. Show signals. Yes, I'm gonna make this red as fuck. Let's see. We could do that. There you go. Maybe you guys can see that better. No, maybe not. Hold on. Let me see if I can make this. Hot potato, help me out here if you're watching. You know what? Let's make it pink. Let's pink. Pink should stand out. Right there, right? That's your entry. This would be your exit. Entry, exit. Then you get a trait design up. You see that there? That's an entry. This is your exit. Makes sense? Entry, exit. Let's go back. We simplify trading really quick, guys. Entry, exit, done. That's all we're doing here, guys. Right? We don't have to sit there and analyze the market. We don't have to anticipate, or we don't have to even care. I don't care about Asian session, London session. I care about, well, why do I care about what other fucking people did? I'm trying to make money, bro. I don't care about what other fucking people did. I care about what I'm doing right now, where the trend's going, and how can I effectively make my money as efficiently as possible. Because you know what? I really don't care where your entry is, guys. I care where your exit is. I really do. But here, these trade designs, they help you get the most efficient entry. Okay? Now, let's get on over to ES here. Anthony A., good morning. Let's see what we have here with the S. Where's my, is it loading? Still loading. My trade design is still loading. Okay, here we go. This is your DSR. It is a 13-point DSR. That's basically 2 candles. That is 2 ES candles. That's a whole lot of fucking risk. You think about what this DSR is versus what your initial risk was, right? Right there, 9.5. You literally increased your risk by 50% coming in late. Pay attention to the DSR relative to what the size of your initial risk is, guys. If that becomes like abnormally large relative to where you should have entered, don't touch it. You don't touch it. See that socket over there? Don't touch it. Now, you know, I was reading somewhere where I saw something. That shit. Who am I kidding? I really don't read. But I do watch a lot of motivational stuff, right? Now, the idea here is that the brain doesn't know what it can't do. It only knows what you tell it it can do. So, if we tell a kid not to put their finger in a socket, you can't put your finger in a socket. What does that mean? That means they're going to put their finger in a socket. Why the question, why? Or you're going to get electrocuted, huh? What's that? A series of questions. Then, what do you have? You have a life experience. And you take a little Timmy to the fucking emergency room. But what you can't do is redirect their attention. The brain wants to know what it can do. And I tell you what, this is one of the things that you could do as an individual to start removing toxic behavior from your life is that stop telling yourself what you can't do. Start telling yourself the things you can do. If you don't have money, what are some of the things you can do? You can't say, I can't make money. You say, what are the things I can do to make money, right? If you're in a bind, you don't think about like, I can't get out of this. You start thinking about what can I do? The brain wants to know what it can do to survive. This is the reason why we evolved. This is why humanity exists today. Because the brain was constantly trying to move forward. So when you go ahead and you look at trading and you say, I can't do this, I'm calling a crock of shit. What you need to do is come up with a plan. What can I do to be successful as a trader? Now I'm going to tell you what you could do. You could go to Trade 1348, sign up, get the free training, 7 days free, and start doing things that you previously thought was impossible. Let's get on it. Let's get on it, guys. We making money here, baby. We're making money here. Let me tell you something. I grew up, what? I grew up, I want a Nintendo. Can't afford it. What? I want to go to karate. Can't afford that. What? I want to go to band camp. Can't afford that, huh? What? Why? I always want to know why. You'll never get a straight answer as a kid. But don't be that parent that's telling your child you can't. Tell your child, yes, you can. And ask yourself what you can do to make sure that your child can do what they want to do. As long as you're not asking for a fucking transgender operation. That firm hell no. That's not happening, okay? That's not happening. Jeez. So, yes. There's a whole lot of risk. We got consolidation here at the 200. There isn't a trade to take. This is the beauty of trading. We had some moron take 600 trades. What's that feel like? It's like, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker, we going in. Like, yo, I can't do that. We're just here chilling, just talking shit because we're being efficient. The money's already been made. We're looking for the next trade setup. We're just waiting. Man, that's not crack trading, bro. That is tweaking. That is some meth shit. That is some... That's... Calm down. Nigel says, I think NQ is about to melt to the downside. Okay. Interesting initial observation. But let's go ahead and just do what the market tells us. Healthy volatility, would you take a sell at the break of the box? Are you talking about the open range box? The orb? The orb helps you sort of kind of identify direction of the trend within the first 15 minutes, but it is not an actionable moment, okay? Damn, I had it mute, so I'm going to have to rewatch if we talked about the ETC. No. Don't even hit rewind. Right, I might insult your character. Okay, so, again, guys, it's this level here. We got the two candles hitting the level, wicked. We got another candle approaching it again. Third time's a charm, right? We're going to see if that happens. Anticipating, and we'll evaluate as it rolls. But yes, trades down at 59.21 or long at 59.56. So 59.56. We're somewhere right here. I love it. Break that here, somewhere around here. That's what we're going for. And you know what? Instead of babysitting the chart all day, you just set your order. Be like, hey, look, you know what? I'm bullish. But I'm not going to get caught up in the nonsense of the candles. And what's the nonsense of the candles? Well, we got a range of about 13 points. If we got a range of about 13 points from this point here, let's measure that out, right? From this point here, it's 13 points at about there, right? Cool. Now, what do I want? If I'm going to enter a trade, I want 13 points the other way to keep me safe. So that's... And where's that 13 points? It's actually on the other side of this level and the super trend here. I want to stay away from the noise, and I want to stay away from, just those garbage candles. So, as I said before, when you trade candles, you're trading where the instrument's at. You're not trading where you think it's going. Whereas if we go ahead and we set a limit order somewhere and we develop that thesis, we're trading where we think it's going, not where it's at. And that's so important because that's what helps you build the confidence. and holding on to the trade because your thesis was proved correct and now it's going in a general direction. But if we're just entering on the candle, we're trading where we're at. We're not trading where it's going, right? We're trading where we're at. And then what happens? We get blind to this level here, 59.16, right? Now, if we're trading where it's going, that's when we go ahead and say, all right, well, we're going to put a sell order here at 59.12 and take it on down. The only problem with this is, once again, the range from the 200. We're a little too extended from this entry here, and I don't want to chase. I am 100% waiting for the trade design to go the other way. We're dapping. Okay. So, man, 2-3 done for the day. Captured 50 points. Lofty, my man. Lofty's been killing it. No, there's a lot of students. Let's see. Interesting enough, that drop started at the 4-hour entry. The more you know. We're talking about knowing the trend. And yeah. Dope. So we're good here, guys, right? There's really nothing to do here. Let's go to NQ. At this point, I know there are a lot of people who are watching in astonishment, like, oh my God, I would have taken 600 trades by now. And no, Todd Tobacco's done. Todd, I'll talk with you later. Calling 558 on NQ. 558, you're calling it all the way down here. I mean, that's not so bad. No, that's just above the level. You're calling it, you know what you're calling it? Yeah, I think, oh no about all that. Oh no, man. But, so understanding, we're going to see how well, we'll see, Gabe. Yeah, we'll see. We're going to go ahead. Right there, you got 25.99. 1, 2, you got structure here, you got structure here. That's, if it breaks that, then yeah, we go, boy, we go. Right? There you go. Hyper 1. Nailed it. Set. Let's see if there's another level. Right? But we saw structure here. So the structure here. Right there. Literally, we create this level here. So we got to wait for the break. That's it. Zoom out. There you go. My men are learning. That's right. That's what I love to see. We always zoom out. So again, if we're going to go ahead and say, all right, I speculate this. Let's zoom out, see if there's structure that we can create a level that validates that thesis, right? So we got day lows. Oh, okay. You might get what you asked for, brother. You broke it. Zoom out. That's what you had to do, right? And then we have structure here at 561. There's a lot of structure down here, all the way down to 546. Woo! NQ melted. Structure right here, though. That was an aggressive wick. That was, guys, this was a better way to candle close, right? That was a very aggressive wick. Now, Nigel says I told you. Well, fair enough. That is a 200-point move, but that's barely all that NQ's got. That's probably a third of the day move, right? It has to move 600 points on the ATR. Okay? So, let's see. It's going to a level, it could very well. We broke past this structure here. And then, of course, we have structure down here. and that's at 557. So the 558 thesis was really based on structure that was created here and then a level just below it. But what he was going to do is create a buffer against this level in case it came on down and bounced, right? Now, I wasn't looking to take a trade, but if I was, these are the things I'd be looking for. So, you know what? Shout out. Good shit. I like that. Understanding Wiz. You show some understanding, brother. It's not bad. Not bad. I wouldn't do it, though. I wouldn't. Man, he's been watching since AMC days. I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that. Speaking of AMC, you guys want some nostalgia? Let's go ahead and look at AMC. Here we go. Oh, boy. Huh. Did Twitter get the memo yet, or are they still chanting AMC to the moon and fire Adam Aaron and all that nonsense? I don't know. This is absolute garbage price action because it's heavily manipulated. Because there's nothing else in the market that's actually really making money that is juicier to hedgies, right? I mean, like really think about that. If I'm a hedgie, I'm going for Tesla, bro. Like, let's be real. Oh man, wild. Let's get back to NQ. Oof. Man, where'd you go? 5575? 20 points away, man. Ah. Oof. Man. I hope if that was your thesis, you were trailing it, brother. I really hope you were trailing it. And boys and girls, this is why we wait for candle close. Ouch. I really hope you used your stop. You had your stop there. Oh. And this is why when I get off that train, I stay off that train. If I'm on that train and my entry is way up here, I have, guys, check this out. I want you guys to think about this. If, let's say you took this trade and you're way up here, yes, you have the privilege of saying like, hey, I think it's going to come all the way down here because all of this is pretty much profit. That's 2.5 to 1. But if you're entering here, then you don't have as much privilege. Does that make sense? Right? I'd be more comfortable holding up here than entering here trying to hold and get my 5.8. That's just me being honest. That's why I didn't enter the trade. Now, mechanically, did you read out the chart? Bro, understanding Wiz, you did a hell of a job. But the market, again, shows why there's certain things or certain rules that we have for ourselves, right? One of the most important rules is self-restraint. So, but your thesis, loved it, may still pan out, just that this makes my butthole tighten up too much, right? Yeah. Yep. Like, seriously. My starfish looks like an oat bagel right now if I was taking that trade. Oh, man. I'm short with stops at break even. Good stuff. Be careful. I mean, you might get it. There's no better feeling than to have a trade plan and it hits. It's better than sex. Come on, guys, admit it. When you got a trade plan and you're like, it's going here, and you set your limit and it hits. Like, you're literally like, like you let one, come on. Same exact emotion. It's like, It's so true. Oh man, it feels good. It does feel good. 100%. uh, let's see. Man, $1,100 off the drop, hitting daily support. Nice. Uh, dum, 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 dum. Love how everyone is running in the Discord chats. Yeah, everyone's running because everyone's chilling. Let's, everyone's chilling. I love it. I love to see it. Ah. I was getting bloat work. I took a small trade below the orb breakdown to the next level. It worked hard, and I closed out for almost $100. That's great. Now, Daniel, I think you're better off. The orb is a suggestion on the trend. It's not an actionable moment, Daniel. That's why it's not on the chart. I almost regret bringing out the orb because I used it initially to help everyone understand where price action would go on a break, but then everyone just turned it into an actionable moment. Break the order box, we're going short. And then what you found was you were getting chopped inside the order box. It was just getting chopped inside the order box. That's why I removed it and just said, Jesus, how can I better teach this out? So let's see. Tuxedo, 857 on a PA account. Unless, on a $4,500 drawdown, bro, you're up 20%. Like, in what world? In what world? What? Are you kidding me? In what world? That's 20%, man. Yeah, don't yeah. You know that work box is like a 20-point range. That work box is like a tenth of what the market would give you. Right? So don't give yourself more information than you need. Now what we're seeing, guys, is we're looking for a trade design up. We got a trade design up, that's an entry, and we take it up. No reason to fade anything today. There you go. Nigel says double bottom and Q going up. Here we go. Speculation at its finest. No, and Q's not going up. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh boy. No, no, no. Oh, what happened to Applejack? She's still around. He's probably trolling right now, watching. Oh, God. Double bottom. Yeah, we're going for all-time highs. No. Honestly, it really, like, look at this and zoom out. Aside from this, and maybe this move up, it's just really been, everything's happened after hours. And then, of course, we got a shit show after hours. It makes his run market open, or before market open, it comes on down. And it's literally in this range. It's a picture perfect range right here. Do we bounce from here? Well, we got to see it to believe it, right? We gotta see it to believe it. It's not this isn't a game of faith. Trading is not a game of faith. You gotta see it to believe it. Just remember that. If someone tells me this is going up, I need to see it going up. And it's not just a candle going up. I need to see that there's a trend up. I need to see that everything is pointing in that general direction before I can believe anybody. You know, it's like, I don't know. It's like me saying 1348 is the best trading system out there, which is true. But you still have to see it to believe it, don't you? You can't just take my word for it. And so then now let's think about it, right? All the academics that taught double bottoms, GWs, all that nonsense, right? Those are academics. From who? For what? And why? And at what time, and in what period of time, was it valid? More importantly, if you're going to use double bottoms and GWs, if you're going to do trend line breaks, etc., like we're going to do all that, you're better off doing it on the daily, because the lower the time frame, the weaker that bit of information. So just really, really understand that it's applicable to larger time frames like the daily. On a 5 minute, no. And oh my God, God bless those kids that do it on the 1 minute. Oh my God. Okay. If it goes up, Gabe, can I get my props? Yeah, you get your props. I think it's going to go up, but I'm waiting for a trade design. You said double bottom goes up. I'm saying trade design goes up. Oh, jeez. I mean, no. Tyler, don't. I mean, I've done it, but don't do it. Tyler, let me tell you about trading while flying. It's good. It's really, really good. I have no issues with it until it doesn't work. It's really, really good until, I don't know, maybe you tread too far out on water. Maybe it just doesn't work. And it's happened. It doesn't work. You don't want to be stuck in a trade, right? You have to anticipate that even though you can do it, should you? Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oof. Don't do it, kid. Don't do it. Anyways. Nothing staying up right now. Nope. Um. Uh, and and what bounce? No, no, no. Yeah. That's why we just wait for the trade design, right, guys? Because that'll hurt. That'll hurt. I don't care. Like, somebody's getting stopped out. Oh, my God. Someone's getting stopped out. Trade design incoming? Dude, where? It's still perished. You gotta wait for the trade design to the upside, bro. Right now, you're in drawdown. If anyone was like, yeah, I'm gonna play the bounce. Ouch. Anyways, all right, guys, this was fun. We made our monies and we have fun. And we have fun today. We stayed out of chop. I'm just curious how many trades those guys over at Topstep took just to make about the same amount of money as I did, or you guys did. But we were just chilling and having fun. Yeah. Ryan, catch up in the Discord chat. They'll tell you all about Topstep X. Uh. Woo! Woo! Look at that! Woo! Someone put their finger in the socket, huh? Jesus Christ. Johnny, all right, you made 2,200 for the day. Using the system, right, Johnny? All right, people. It's time to go. Love you all. See you on the next one. Peace.